Hello, Marlow Outlaws. It's been several uh, weeks, even a few months probably, since I last posted a YouTube video, but Mrs. Hershock and I wanted to come to you today and explain just a little bit about the enrollment process for this coming school year. Guys, I know you're frustrated. We are too, but we've been working since we got out in March on trying to figure out how best to serve you for this coming school year. Got just a few bullet points that I want to mention. First of all, I'm super proud of the fact that you guys are already using your school email. If you have questions on that, feel free to call the office, but really you need to refer back to that text push notification. All the details are in there on your username and login for your new Gmail account. Um, what we're trying to do is avoid an in-person enrollment where we have 200 kids at a time up here in the office waiting to enroll. We made your WinGauge grade book available to you right now, and you can access that through your new school email that we just provided to you this week. When you log into that through Google Sign In, you can see your WinGauge grade book as well as your new school email. That will also be your login for Google Classroom for our virtual days and if we have to go distance learning. So I appreciate you using that already. What you need to understand about the enrollment process, since we did not have a spring, we did not have the spring pre-enrollment process, but nearly all of you, about 75 to 80% of you, did course requests online. So your schedules are based on those course requests. If you didn't do course requests, we're just basing your schedule on what you need for graduation. So the most important thing you need to understand is Mrs. Hershock's worked all summer long on trying to make sure that your schedule meets your graduation requirements.
Yep.
Um,
and understand, please, if you just gave me a couple of course requests, then I've had to fill in the blanks for the rest of those course requests, and I've tried to do that in concurrent with what your high school credits are that you need. Freshman class, I want to reiterate to you, I am so sorry that we have not actually had to have a in-person meeting, because I would have we were scheduled after spring break for me to come to the middle school and meet with you and talk about electives and what all that looks like when you get to high school. And unfortunately, coming in as a freshman, I have to fill the older kids' class schedules first with electives because they're that much closer to their high school diploma than you are. So if you did not get into Art 1 or Spanish 1 this coming school year, then you'll be next on the list, when you're a sophomore, junior, you'll move up that totem pole. But I just want you to understand, there may be some course requests that you requested that aren't on your schedule, and it's due to class sizes. Sorry.
No, that's fine. I appreciate you explaining that. I want everybody to understand too that we are down a few teachers at Marlow Public School, and we're down several sections here at the high school. We have a few less class offerings, and also we're trying to spread classes out as evenly as we can and have as small class sizes as possible. In light of that, we're trying to socially distance in classrooms, and so our schedule is locked up tighter than it has been in a few years. Now, with that having been said, just because your schedule has not changed in the past day or two, and maybe you've emailed Mrs. Hershock, it may not have been done yet because we're trying to do 380 kids' schedules. Now, understand that at this point, when you log in and you see your schedule, that is your schedule that we have, and that's the schedule you're going to have on day one unless there is a mistake. A mistake would be, I don't have an English class. I'm supposed to be in math. I'm not in an algebra class, and I'm a freshman. I need to have Algebra 1. That is a mistake. Anything that begins with, I don't want this class or I don't like this class, that's not a mistake. That's a preference. We're not doing preferences on changes right now. So whatever your schedule is, that's what you're going to go to on day one. Now, on day one, you go to your class schedule. That is your schedule, but you can pick up a class schedule change request form from the office, and then we will look at that request and we will try to accommodate your schedule. But whatever it is right now is what it's going to be. We will try to fill some of those changes and some of those mistakes in the next day or two, but even those take a few days sometimes to fulfill. We're not doing in-person enrollment. We're going to try to make forms available online in your WinGauge account. We're having some technical difficulties with that right now, but hopefully by next week, your enrollment forms, for example, OSSAA forms, lunch forms, parent releases, those things should be available online hopefully by next week. If we don't get those up, we will have those in person on day one for you to take home, have your parents fill out, and come back. But ultimately, guys, this is no different as far as your schedules go than what we've done in all the years past. on enrollment days, if we come up in person, we still don't change your preferences those days. We fix mistakes on those days, and we do preferences after day one. You have about 3 days of the first 3 days of school to try to change your schedule, and if we can make it happen, we will, guys. But we're not going to put 30 kids in a classroom just so we can have everybody happy with their schedule. We're going to try to keep class sessions smaller.
Now, if you have a preference request now, I do not mind one bit if you email that information to me. What I'm doing is I'm printing those out. I'm making a in order pile, order received, and then I'll go back through and see if there's any that I can go ahead and do now. But your schedule may not change immediately. Let's say you emailed me yesterday and it still hasn't changed. You're in my pile, okay, and I'm working through it. But as he said, I think we've worked through almost 250 emails so far, and I'm averaging about an email a minute. We just counted just for fun to see what it was. So bear with us, and you will be taken care of to the best of our ability, but also in a manner that is beneficial to you achieving your high school diploma.
Also, students, those of you that are interested in the virtual option, there is an application online on the high school tab. An application does not guarantee that you will be accepted into that virtual option, but those virtual applications are due by Monday, August 3rd at noon. We're trying to come up with an idea of exactly how many we're looking at, and then we're still working out some of the details on how that process works. But if that is an interest to you, you must fill out that application. And guys, I'll just say this, our virtual option will be nothing like what we had in the spring. It will be a rigorous curriculum that will be done virtually, and the expectations will be much, much higher than what we had in the spring, because we were just trying to engage and communicate during the spring because we had no choice in that matter. If you have questions, please refer back to your text pushes that have been sent to you, emails that have been sent to you, and then if you still have questions, feel free to call the office. Guys, God bless you all. We hopefully see you soon in person and get back to a semi-normal school year. Stay safe, stay healthy. Thank you.
Take care.